here from Underground Training, and this is the mining industry news for new starters, where we tell you what's going on in the industry to help you get yourself your first new starter job. So today we're going to talk about the new high in the gold price, and we're going to look at where the entry-level jobs are coming from in New South Wales, WA and South Australia. So we're going to look at the new projects that have been started in the hard rock underground side of things, and we're going to talk about how that creates the entry-level jobs on the crews from the mine sites around the new projects starting up. So we'll dive into that in a little bit more detail. But first off, let's have a look at the new gold price. It's over it's 54.20, so I think it closed at 54.14, and it bounced a little bit higher than that this morning, so it's up around there. So that's what's driving everything at the moment, the really high gold price. And what that has meant is that all these gold and copper mines around the country, they're screaming for people. They need new starters and experienced people, and as it all opens up and the new mines open up around the area, they will poach the existing workers, and that means that there'll be more entry-level jobs at the bottom. And you only have to type underground into Seek and go through all the job ads to see all the entry-level miner ads come up, or the underground truck or the nipper jobs come up. They're looking for people everywhere. Nobody wants to hire new starters because it costs everybody a lot of money, but everybody's got to because they need bums in seats. So what are the new contracts that have come up? So you've got Barminco have picked up a really big contract with Westgold, which is a new hard rock underground mine that they're opening up. It's a $200 million contract over 36 months, and it's going to start from a portal and go down. So they're going to have to be adding people constantly, and that's going to turn into a really big mine where they'll end up needing a couple of hundred people. And then if we go over to McMahon's, they've picked up 3 new contracts in the last 6 months. So they've got Deflector, and then they've got Genesis, and then they've also picked up a new one with Black Cat Syndicate that's just outside of Kalgoorlie as well in the last couple of weeks. So they've got all these new hard rock underground mines that are opening up, and they're all going to need people. So what basically happens if we come over and we have a look at our jobs on the crew, like the jumbo operator, bogger operator, charge up, service crew, pace crew, those sorts of roles. So if we talk about just a normal underground crew, we're talking, you normally have say you got 30 people on the crew, which is a normal size, a reasonable size mine. So you'd have a couple of jumbo operators, a couple of long holes, 4 bogger operators, a charge up person, 3 service crew, 3 pace crew, 6 to 8 trucks, and a nipper. And that's times 4. So the idea is, with your crew, you want everybody to be able to do the jobs below them, and typically you want them to be able to do the job above them or a couple of jobs above them to give yourself some options with filling in. Because if you've got 4 crews, and that means you've got 8 jumbo operators and everybody gets 20 days annual leave, you're basically going to need somebody that's already trained up that's going to be able to fill in for that jumbo. And normally there's an anointed person that bounces around the crews that fills in for the jumbo operators as they go on leave or they get sick or whatever happens. But normally the job underneath the jumbo, so the bogger operator down, you like to have the fill-ins on your own crew. I like to have the jumbo operator fill in on my crew as well, so if they did have somebody anointed on another crew that would jump around, then I would like to have somebody on my own crew that we were training up, not that they would be the next one on, just so we had some options just in case somebody got sick or there was last minute holidays or something happened, whatever went on. So I just always like to keep training, and it's always a good carrot to hang in front of people as well to keep them interested in the job and advancing up and all that sort of stuff. But typically you want your people to be able to do the job above them. There's always a risk involved when you teach people how to do stuff with mining, because it gives them the option to go somewhere else. And I've worked on mine sites before in the middle of booms where they've stopped training people, because as they train people up to get them ready, just in case they needed to have somebody to fill in, instead of having that person to fill in, they used the training to go and get themselves a job on another mine site. So that sort of stuff can happen and has happened in the past. I don't agree with that. I think you're better off training people up, and if they want to go, let them go and just keep training. But the whole idea is that once you get to a stage where you've got a lot of new mines opening up like you do in New South Wales, and this is where that new mine is reopening. So what that's done is that's sucked a whole heap of experienced operators out of the mines in this area and to the new mine, and that means that everybody's being promoted. So if you've already had your person, so your bogger operators left and your person that you had trained up ready to go, they've moved into that position, that means instantly that you're looking for somebody else to train up. And then what ends up happening is as the booms get bigger and more mines open up, the time you get to train somebody up before that next person leaves becomes less and less. And what ends up happening is that you get a lot of entry-level jobs at the bottom in the nipper, the truck, the offsider, those sort of jobs. And when it gets really frantic, which it's going to go into in the next sort of 12 to 18 months, even service crew and pace crew become entry-level jobs. Not that you want that to be an entry-level job, because typically that's a second-tier job, those jobs, because they pay between 120 and 160,000 a year. But when it gets really frantic and everybody's getting promoted and the mines are opening up around the place and there's a lot of movement through, you know, those sort of jobs end up being entry level as well. So what you need to do is put yourself in a position where you're going to apply for these entry level jobs in the areas that you know this is happening. It's also happening in South Australia, not because they've got a mine opening up, it's because the mines that they've got there with the copper mines, they're huge, they've got big workforces, and they turn over a lot of people because it's not for everybody. A lot of people find out and work out that mining's not for them. It's 3 in 5 fail in the first 6 months, and there's only 2 in 10 left after 2 years. So the more you know about what you're getting yourself into, the better the chance is that you're going to keep the job and retain the job. So if you want to try and get into the industry, you can check out the training at undergroundtraining.com.au. The Work Ready package has got all the mining information that the employers want you to know. That's the best way to get yourself into the industry. It's got full instructions on how to redo your resume and interview prep. The 3-step plan package comes with a full resume service that we do in-house, and the Work Ready package is the one where you get a shift boss to help prep you. So if you're trying to get into the industry, type underground into Seek. You'll see all the jobs come up. They're everywhere. Everybody's having to hire new starters. Nobody wants to. If you want to put yourself ahead of the game, the easiest way to put yourself ahead of the game is to be able to hold a conversation with the foreman in their own language about how their mine works. That's what's going to get you your job. I talk to a lot of people that spend a lot of money on expensive tickets and resumes that's just not going to help them get a job if they don't know anything. Because unfortunately, a lot of people jump into these jobs green, and when you jump into a job green, you've got more chance of failing than you do of succeeding. So if you're trying to get into the industry, the best thing you can do is educate yourself and learn how it all works. It gives the foreman real confidence in hiring you when you can hold that basic conversation, and it puts you 6 to 8 weeks ahead of everybody else. That's the mining industry news. There's a new high in the gold price in Australian dollars, which is really good. That's going to push a lot higher, and that's what's causing all the demand with all the new jobs around the place. So the hard rock underground mines are the place, the gold and copper mines. They're the new entry-level jobs. It's what the surface truck driving job used to be 20 years ago. If you want to find out more about the industry, check out the training at undergroundtraining.com.au, or if you want to talk to somebody that knows how the industry works, the phone number's at the end of the video.